My opening sequence is a social drama based on the emotive subject of domestic abuse, which is a social dilemma facing young people in today's modernistic society. Emotive subjects are a typical convention of social dramas, enabling the film to begin with a dramatised realistic narrative while still reaching a clear conflict and resolution. Emotive subjects can be seen in many social dramas, such as The Fault in Our Stars, that focuses on the topic of cancer, and Tyrannosaur, which centers around the narrative of domestic abuse and alcoholism. The title of my film is clearly highlighting the fact that it is focusing on either a metaphorical bruise or a literal bruise, which helps signify that it is about a real social problem in our society. This can be contrasting to such films as Fish Tank, that leaves the narrative of the film ambiguous until further on, and focuses on the metaphorical meaning of the title Fish Tank. Highlighting a socio-economic group within a social drama helps produce mise-en-scene that both conveys and reflects the tone of the film. By having my first narrative scenes within a help group, I have clearly set a lower socio-economic group, as it is statistically proven that domestic abuse occurs in lower earning households. But within the help group, I have tried to include different socio-economic classes, allowing me to be able to convey domestic abuse as a universal social predicament. I have portrayed the costume in order to highlight the class differences between the characters, again showing the universal dilemma of domestic abuse and violence. The main protagonist within my opening sequence is a young teenage girl, which helps target my 16 to 20-year-old target audience. As within my focus group, they explain they would find the character more relatable if they were of the same gender and age to them. This can be seen in such films as This Is England, that present the characters similar to the age of the target audience. My main protagonist is not related to a teenage audience in the aspect that she is being domestically abused, but this is obviously the way the narrative develops, and without this aspect being added to the opening sequence, it would not become a film people would want to watch. There is similarities in the film Vera Drake that portrays a normal 1950s setting, while the main narrative focuses on the controversial topic of abortions. Natural lighting has been used to create a realistic setting which is typical of a social drama film. Films such as The Blind Side portray natural lighting throughout to highlight the reality of the situation, to help the audience make a connection to the film and the non-fiction reality of its narrative. It also serves to make the film less glamorous, thus aiding my choice in genre. My audience questionnaire pointed out that they would want to see a voiceover within the opening sequence. This subverts against most social drama films that try to only focus on the realism within the storyline, instead of submerging the audience into direct contact with the character by breaking the fourth wall. I use personal pronouns within my voiceover to direct to the audience, such as I stayed and but I am no longer. Interestingly, one social drama that also converges social drama voiceover conventions is Submarine, that does use a voiceover on the opening sequence to directly address the audience. I think it's an interesting technique in order to immerse the audience straight into the narrative of the film. The help group leader is of an older generation, as she can be seen as a character that comforts the main protagonist and conveys a maternal figure within the film. This can be compared to such characters as the teacher in Ned's, that helps the main protagonist get through school. The help group leader wears a jumper and jeans that is typical of her age, and as being the maternal figure for the group members, it can really help the teens within the film trust the character. Her tone of voice is very comforting, but can be forced to show that she feels sympathetic and feels like she needs to care for all the members of the group. This character's attitude can be easily relatable to characters the audience knows, such as carers or parents. This is a convention of social drama, as they normally have a sympathetic, relatable character acting as a supporting role. An example of this could be the wife in The King's Speech.